What's going on, fish heads? Capt.Rex here from Third Alarm Fishing. Just wanted to take a minute and be with you today. Today I have something new I'm working on. It's a project for a backup or a secondary anchor. I'm going to pan down and show you what I'm working with. Right here we have a grappling anchor. It's a size number 5. It's one of the smaller anchors. This was only about $25 at a local tackle shop here in Islamorada. And as you can see, I have it pre-rigged already. Being that the anchor sits like so underwater, you normally hook it to this shackle at the back or the front, depending on how you rig this. But I went ahead and I'm going to reverse rig this. So I have that carabiner, locking carabiner, screwed down through 6 foot of chain, and that's going to run along the axis of the anchor, and it's going to be zip tied to that shackle. Well, as you can see, these are pretty small zip ties, and there's a reason for that. There's one, and I'm going to have also another one ready. I also have a whole bunch of these on my boat in case this breaks, and when it does. So this is meant to be a breakaway anchor should it get stuck. Obviously the purpose of an anchor is to get stuck, but once it gets stuck and you cannot retrieve it, the purpose of that is so that, and I'm going to simulate this here now, is when this were to pull, if that anchor is stuck and it does not move, that zip tie will break free, thereby pulling the chain, and then it would pull from the top, or I guess the bottom of the anchor, pulling that anchor right up out of the floor, sea floor. So this is a very simple assembly. You'll notice that there's some fairly light gauge line behind it. This is only 3/16 of an inch triple wrap nylon cord from local hardware boat store, and I have it tied on with a double loop figure 8. Every knot that I tie also has a safety, which is just an overhand knot. So it's a double loop figure 8, meaning that there's two loops coming out of the end of the knot to secure to the anchor shackle. And behind that there's 200 feet of this light gauge 3/16 line. And so when that's tied off at an appropriate depth, this will hopefully hold. And then if it were to get stuck, then that's where this zip tie comes into place and will break free and will be able to release from the sea floor. So if you've ever been out and anchored up and your anchor gets stuck and you try to take it out, it sucks, and you know what I'm talking about. So these anchors are fairly cheap, and if it does break off, you can put a little throttle down on your motors, and then if it first rips that zip tie, then that's good. It should be able to lift right out. But if it's so stuck that the zip tie breaking and then it doesn't lift up from the end of the anchor, then this line is designed to break free. And if you're shallow enough, if you scuba dive, you can go and scuba dive and retrieve your anchor. But if not, like I said, it's fairly cheap, and it's designed as a breakaway, number 1 with the zip tie, and number 2 with a light gauge line, so that you can break free and not have to worry about getting stuck because your anchor is stuck. So hopefully you're finding my information helpful and useful, and if you do, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm going to put a couple of links here left and right on some of my other videos. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate all the support. Capt.Rex Whitcamp from Third Alarm Fishing down in Key Largo, Florida, and I will see you next time.